What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about this Kaweco Brass Sport. So this was sent to me by the fine people over at Kaweco in Germany. This pen has been a long way from home, but I thought that it would be really convenient and opportunistic to review this pen. I have plenty of regular sport fountain pens, and I have two of the aluminum ones as well. And I thought, when they said, do you want to review some of our pens? I thought, yes, please. I would love to do the brass because I have, like I said, the plastic and the aluminum. I've done the steel a really, really, really long time ago. And I remember it being quite heavy. And this one is no exception. This has some weight to it. My goodness. So between the two models, the aluminum and the plastic, the aluminum obviously weighs more than the plastic, but it's not dramatically different. Yes, you do notice some weight addition, but it's not like, oh my goodness. Between the brass and the aluminum, there's an oh my goodness. There's definitely an oh my goodness difference. This feels like it weighs absolutely nothing, like I could breathe and then this will disintegrate. This feels like you could run it over with your car, throw it off of, the Empire State Building, and it'll be just fine. Now, a lot of that weight is in the cap. So if you use the pen unposted, which I do, then you'll have no problem. Typically, I do post these pens, and you can absolutely post this too, but then it is quite heavy, and it's just not too comfortable for me. The nice thing about brass is that it will patina over time. So one thing that it will do, I'll get out this Visconti, which I unfortunately have to send back this week. This is the Pen Venture exclusive. Much like the clip on the Visconti here, it will patina over time. So right now, it's nice and bright, but it will darken and pick up, from your hand oils and things like that, from any scratches, whatever you do to it, essentially. So I'm really excited to see that go down because I really like the look of a patinaed metal, whereas like brand new spanking metal, not a huge fan of it, but I love it when it becomes patinaed later. Same thing with like leather. I don't really love the look of plain leather, but once it develops that patina, she's mint. So yeah, I definitely was looking forward to this. I don't have the converter or anything. I took an empty Kaweco cartridge and I filled it up on my own. In here is Birmingham Pen Company, what is it called? Chromium copper, chromium something. Hang on. Copper chloride. It's a very, very light turquoise, which you'll see in a moment. So that was the primary thing, is I wanted to really understand how heavy it was between the two, and my goodness. So if you've used the aluminum before and you think that this is too heavy, don't even look at this fountain pen because wow. Wowie. But as far as like the look goes, it's pretty much identical. It's basically identical to the aluminum. There's very like slight variations to the plastic, just in the way that like some of the fit and finish is, but the vast majority is the same. But the weight difference is like, this is a newborn baby and this is a full-grown adult. So certainly different. As far as the nib goes, it's the same thing that you'll get on any Kaweco pen. Even the spoiler for a review that's coming up here. The Kaweco Dia 2 has the same nib. So if you've ever used a sport pen before, then you'll know exactly what you're going to get. But the fine folks over at Kaweco sent me a little something else, which came in a fancy little box like this, and it is their premium nib. I'm gonna do a separate video. This is the nib that actually came installed on the pen. It was a silver nib that came here, but I put a gold nib on it. Well, a gold colored nib. It's still a steel nib. I'm gonna do a separate video very soon detailing the specific differences between the premium and the steel nibs. I do not have the Kaweco gold nib, so I can't do that. But at the very least, I'll be able to tell you the difference between the regular and the premium, because the premium I think is like $40 to $50 from where I've seen them anyways. We're just gonna write on this page here. Certainly filling up this notebook quite nicely. And for whatever reason, I felt like doing a swatch of all of my Mont Blanc inks. I don't know why, but I did it anyway. So for the sake of this video, I am going to post it. I don't mind having it posted for like a little while, but holy schmolies, it is certainly heavy. Let me see if I can zoom in a little here for you. And will it focus? That's always the question of the day. All right, so Quick Brown Fox jumps over the lazy dog. Again, this is copper chloride, if I can get the bottle here. Copper chloride by the Birmingham Pen Company. It's a little lighter than I was expecting. I think because I guess I should have actually been expecting that. But anyways. So like I said, if you've ever used a Kaweco fountain pen before, you'd know what to expect. The pen does not come with the premium nib installed. It does come with the regular steel. This just does not want to focus. Like I said, I'm going to do a dedicated video between the two. But since I have this installed on it anyways, it is a little drier than I would like. Granted, I am a little biased towards very wet writing pens. The wetter, the better for me. So this is a little on the dry side, which Kaweco pens can be like that anyways. This ink is also a little bit on the dry side. It's not like, you know, super, super dry, but it's not a gusher by any means. As far as the line variation goes, teeny tiny bit, but it's stiff. Like, it's still, you know, steel. It's not going to get anything crazy. For reverse writing, you can squeak out about a word, but it's super scratchy, and I do not like the way that it feels. It's nice and smooth, which pretty much every Kaweco I've had is. Like I said, they're a little on the drier side than I like, so I usually make the nib right wetter, which I have done a video on before, using actually a Kaweco pen. This is a medium nib. It writes like a true medium, I would say, but their regular steel, like not their premium steel, their regular steel, that writes more like a broad for sure. This is the only premium nib I've ever used, so I don't know if I just got one because, like I said, this is a little dry, that it writes more like a true medium, but their regular ones do write quite broad. So I really like this pen. You know, is it worth the premium price over the Sport? That is going to be your call. I was sent this pen, so I did not pay for it, but I am not being paid for the review. I will put the price somewhere along the bottom here. This pen will not be for everyone. While I think that the Kaweco Sport is almost a universal pen, unless you have very, very, very large hands, I think anyone would like it. This, I don't think that's the case. What I would recommend is if you can try this, do it, and or buy from a retailer that has a really good return policy, because this is going to be a love it or hate it. I like it. I have not written with it for longer than about 30 minutes at a time. And by that end of the 30 minutes, it was a little heavy for me. But what I appreciate is the fact that it's going to patina over time. And I feel like I can take this anywhere. So when I'm starting to travel again and I'm starting to actually go on hikes and do the things I used to do pre-vid, then I will definitely take this with me. I feel like, as Brian Goulet would say, you could put this in his cargo shorts and it could bounce around with his keys while he's doing lawn work and it's going to be just fine. You can do whatever you want to this pen and nothing's going to happen. So for that, I certainly recommend it, but it's not going to be for everyone. It's very, very heavy. So if you can try it ahead of time, do so. But otherwise, just be aware that it's very heavy. I mean, what's the biggest pen that I've got? All right, let's get a Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. Heavier than this. What else do I have that's a relatively well-known? Okay, so look at Visconti Homo Sapiens. Much heavier. We've got a Montblanc 146. Much heavier. This is heavier than any pen that I own. We've got Pelikan M805, much, much heavier. There's no pen that I have that is heavier than this or even comes close to this. So certainly beware of the weight. But other than that, I really like it and I would recommend it. And I'm excited to see how this wears over time. Do look forward to the review I'm going to do of the premium versus steel nibs. I've also got the Dia 2 review coming up in the future because I haven't yet inked these up and tested them yet. But in the future, I do also have the Supra and the Lilliput, both in the Fire Blue, I think is what it's called, version. So stay tuned for that. Lots and lots of good stuff is coming. Kaweco was kind enough to send me a bunch of stuff to review, plus tons of non-Kaweco things coming your way as well. So if you want to stay tuned and watch all that, hit the like and subscribe button. New videos come out every Monday and Friday. And on Tuesdays, my pen, ink, and book series will be released once a month. So guys, I appreciate you. If you're still watching a little over 13 minutes in, you are the reason I make these videos. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.